All right, students, I'm not even going to play around with this stuff. We jump right into what happens when you have fractioned exponents. I'm going to tell you what happens. A lot of ugliness happens. So somehow, some way, they jump into problems where they expect you to know how to break down 81 into 4 equal pieces. So right away, people are, do I divide by 4? Or like, do I square, like, I don't even know, how do I even break something into 4 equal pieces? Well, that's not division. Well, you have to use exponents. So I don't even really mess with these. And I don't expect you to memorize these numbers. You should kind of know your perfect squares. Like 81, that's like 9 squared. And then that's 64. I think that's a number, isn't it? Isn't it like 8 squared or something? Yeah. So try to remember some of those. But like, I really don't expect you to break this down into fourths. 81 to the 4th power. What I do expect you to do is be able to find your power button. And you can use decimals if you want. That's okay with me, okay? Just go ahead and go to your calculator and have it do all the work for you. Oh, that's 3, okay? So the book somehow expects you to know how to do this. I'm going to break down what the book thinks, okay? Oh, 81 to the 1/4. So if you break 81 down, 81 is actually 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Yeah, it is. You're right. So it's 4 factors, and they want you to have one of them. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so one of the 4 factors would be a 3, a single 3. So the extension of that is, what if they wanted you to do 2? Okay, if this was like 81 to the 2/4, well, that'd be 3 times 3, so that would be a 9. So if they had, I'll do a little side problem here. If they had 81 to the 2/4, which is actually 1/2, that would be 9, because it's half of the broken downs. It's just not fun to teach, not going to lie, okay? Now, if you wanted 3, 81 to the 3/4, you would break it down to the 4 3s, and you need 3 of them, so 3 times 3 times 3. So this would actually turn into 27. Okay, it's kind of weird. Hold on one second. Sorry, I was interrupted by the intercom. Okay, so you can break the numbers down, but some of these numbers, like, okay, I can kind of, it's only so many numbers that you can break down because it's the perfect squares list, but I really don't want you to waste your time and memorize those numbers. Just go with it, all right? I'm talking about efficiency here, and I want you to get things done quickly, okay? So just don't mess around with these. And then problem 5 is kind of the same thing. They just have more on top, okay? So what would you do really quick if I had like 81 to the 5/4? Okay, good question. Well, you'd break it down into the 4ths, and then you would need the 4th and the 5th number. So you'd actually have to go 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 5 times. I don't know what that is. I'm going to use my calculator. Oop, not you. 3 to the 5th power. There it is. Okay, it'd be 240. Let's double check. 81 to the power, bracket, 5 divided by 4. Should be the same thing. Got him! Okay, I do not expect you to do this. That's just, no. I don't want to waste your time. Be able to do this with your calculator, okay? So we've got some calculator skills up in here. All right, so right there. So 64 to the 3/2. Now, halves aren't that bad, because actually 64 to the half is the square root of 64. So that'd be 8. Okay, so it's an 8. Now you need to use 3 8s, 8 to the 3rd power. Okay, so you can get 512 there. That's not terrible, okay? But still, look how efficient this is. If I just did 64 to the 3/2, or if you did 1.5. See, it's the same thing, okay? So halves aren't that bad because that's just the square root of that number, and then this number tells you how many of those you need, okay? But 4th roots, 3rd roots, I'm never going to expect you to memorize that stuff, so we can just rapid fire these, okay? 16 isn't that bad because you can break it all the way back down to 2. So 16 to the 1/4 to the 1/4. Oh, that's a 2, okay. So I'm going to do that over here, write it over here. That turns into a 2. 27. Some of you might be pretty good at these. You might know what 1/3 is. What 3 numbers make it 27? A 3. Okay. And then again, anytime you half something, that's just a square root. So a little life hack here, friends. 64 to the half is just the square root of 64, so that's 8. So that kind of makes things easier. If you don't like pushing the square root button, you can just go 64 power 0.5. Boom, square rooted. Beautiful, right? Okay. So let's go 25 to the 3/2. Now you could, okay, square root 25, that's 5, and then 5 cubed would be, I think, 125. So let's check here really quick. 5 to the, oops, not you, 5 to the 1.5 Oops, I don't need that. Got him. What the heck is going on here? 5 to the power of 1.5. What is happening? Oh, duh, 25, bro. What's wrong with you? I square rooted it, and I was getting mad at myself for some reason. There we go. So there you go, 125. 27, I don't know if I copied that down right. I think it's 2/3, okay? So, we did 1/3. What's 2/3? Well, that'd be 3 times 3. Let's check here. 27 to the power of 2/3. 3 times 3 is, weird, 9. Okay? So again, use this. I mean, if you do this over and over, you should start to see a pattern, but if you don't see the pattern, I'm not going to get mad at you. It's okay. 16 to the power of 0.75, that is 3/4. Oh, it's 8. Okay. Okay. Well, the fourth was 2. Okay. The fourth was 2, and then you do it 3 times. Weird. Okay, so you can kind of see some connections, but it's a skill I don't want you to invest too much time in when you can just do it this way. Okay, so moving on.